This is the story about how I got this little guy right here. His name's Pluto. He's only got one eye. So, the reason we got him is because we lost our other dog to a car. She ran out the back gate and got hit a year and a half ago. And we got him because my girlfriend felt like our other dog really needed a new friend, and she was feeling like she needed a companion too. I didn't feel the same way because I had work and I went to school. I'm going to school full time as well, so I don't want to leave a dog at home just for my family to take care of with me. Just being out of the house and her being out of the house with her full-time job and school. So I just kept saying no, but finally she convinced me to go to the Humane Society and just look at the dogs. Just look. So we were there just looking at the dogs, and we saw this one. He was called Pippin. He was a cute, fluffy poodle. That's what it was. He was a poodle. And he was just so energetic when we got him into the waiting room, or the meeting room that you use to see if you want the dog or if it's good for your family. And he was just great. He was eating treats out of our hand. He was doing tricks. He was standing up and spinning. That was our favorite trick of his. He would just go stand up and he'd spin. That was great. But I was still standing by my no dog thing, so I was like, no, even though we found a couple dogs that we want, I still don't think that we have the time. Maybe next time you ask me, I'll feel differently. I don't know. So we ended up leaving. We left Pippin behind, which was fine. I felt like Pippin would get along with Cinnamon well, but what are you gonna do? I didn't feel ready, so. But once the second time rolled around that she asked me to go to the Humane Society, I felt differently. I don't know what it was, but I don't know. It's just whatever. we ended up going to the Humane Society the second time. I looked around, and Pippin was gone. The other dog that we had seen was gone. They went and found new homes. But there was this one dog that was sitting, cowering in the corner of its cell next to a brother and sister that we had seen earlier. Just two, like, super small dogs that were related. They were very old, and they were just a brother and sister just chilling in the Humane Society. They were never adopted. It was so sad. They still haven't been. But we saw this dog with stitches in his eye, just covering so many stitches, and the cone of shame on, just shivering in the back. We were like, oh gosh, what's your story, bud? We looked on it and we saw that it said P-E-L-U-D-O. We're like, what does Peludo mean? So we went, we got the person at the Humane Society that could help us get him in the meeting room so we could see what this dog was all about, and man, he was terrible. He was so terrible in that waiting room. He wouldn't come to us at all because of how much anxiety was all up in him, because he just lost his eye like super recently, I guess. They told us that he'd lost his eye like 3 days prior, which was crazy to us that he was even acting that well with us in the waiting room after that kind of experience. But he wouldn't come to me, he wouldn't go get treats, he pooped in the waiting room, which was great, made me really want to adopt him, and we did end up adopting him, even after he pooped in the waiting room and didn't come to us and didn't show us any love. So when we got him home, we let him out of the car on the leash, and then the leash slips off his neck, and he goes and hides in a bush. And he sits in that bush for 10 minutes, and then I go to try... Oh, here they are, here are the dogs. And I go into the bush, and I try and pick him up, but he won't leave, because I'm just some random person he's never met before, and he's a traumatized dog. So he runs to the next bush, and I chase him down the street for a good 45 minutes, and then I finally get a hold of him, bring him into my house, and he does not like me for the first 3 months of my living with him. And I wanted to take him back. He peed on the carpet, he didn't come to me, he didn't know his name, he didn't play with me, he showed me no affection whatsoever. And I was just done. I was done with him. But now I got him now. Now I get to deal with this cute little guy every day. Even though he was a little pain in my butt, I'm glad that I got him.